That would have been one of your better games, mate. You're feeling like you're starting to build, and a couple of good games in a row, you might be able to hold your place and blah, blah, blah.
Yep, it's good to string a couple of games together, get a bit of continuity back in my game. Sort of been hampered by injuries the last couple of years, so the more games you play, the more confidence you get, and yeah, on the weekend, played down back, so it's good to get down there and had a pretty good game, so hopefully stay in the side going forward.
Is that the goal, that though, to play 3 or 4 in a row and make yourself a bit impossible to miss out for a couple of weeks at least?
Yeah, definitely. Just biggest thing for me is just getting my body right, and once I know I get my body right, I'm confident that I can perform well at the AFL level. So biggest thing for me is getting my body right, stringing a couple of games together, and then after that, just playing football.
Is this the strongest and fittest you've been?
This is the strongest and fittest I've been. End of last year, I sort of hurt my ankle, so I went into my first bout of ankle surgery, which sort of put me back a bit in terms of coming back to pre-season. I hadn't run yet, so I was a bit behind the boys, but we had got a great fitness staff here, great rehab coach in Mark Finnecane, which really pushed me and got me to a level where I've never been before. And in saying that, my first training session back, which was the week after Christmas, I broke my thumb. So I've had a couple of setbacks in this pre-season, but then again, reassessed and we wanted to go that next step again. So I had a pretty rigorous running program for 4 weeks there, leading into the first NAB Cup. And all that hard work I put in, I can definitely say now that I'm covering the ground a lot better. Got that spark back and real speed back. So yeah, I've done the work, so I'm pretty happy with how I'm going at the moment.
How tough is it dealing with those injuries? You just get ahead and then you get injured again.
Yeah, it is tough. But I tried to have a positive outlook and everything. I didn't want it to derail me or detract from where I want to get to. So I saw a real opportunity there to, like I said before, get a good base behind me and actually use my running power to my advantage. And I did that, and I smashed all my times. And I can say now I'm pretty happy with my running ability and sort of how I'm covering the ground.
You mentioned Sean as well, your cousins who
Yep.
have dealt with a few injury problems themselves. Did you sort of share experiences with those guys?
They've had a couple of different injuries themselves. They've been more hamstring back related. Yeah, you do draw a few points from them. Obviously, Mitch recovered pretty well, and he took a couple of months to get over that pretty serious hamstring injury, and came out first game back, scored 100. So, yeah, I did take a couple of points from him and put it into my rehab.
How big a year is this for you personally, do you reckon? It's been a couple of years at the club,
Yep.
a couple of injuries. Do you think you need to consolidate this year to make sure going forward you're safe and all that rest of it?
Yeah, it is. Like I say, I just want to get my body right, and in doing that, I know I can perform at this level. So playing footy week after week, getting that continuity, it is big year for myself, because I really want to cement myself in this side, not in the 22, but in the 18. And yeah, by doing that, I could be playing good football and doing everything I can off field to get myself up.
Cale talked about being a high draft pick. You were a high draft pick as well. How have you dealt with the pressure of going that high to a team in your hometown as well?
Yep. I sort of haven't felt the pressure too much. I don't really buy into what the media think or pump up. I know I got picked up because the club saw something in me, and I know if I work hard, that what they saw in me, I'll be able to produce out in the field.
What times are you doing now, like you say, you're quicker and faster and stuff, as opposed to the last couple of years?
Yeah, well, just in everything, pretty much my 1K time trials, my 2K time trials, even my shorter distance is picked up. So, yeah, everything's picked up.
So how much of the improvement can you give us?
I'll probably 10%, 5-10%, which I reckon that's a big percentage.
And how far are you off physically? Do you feel 80%, 75, 90? Where are you?
I reckon I'm pretty close to reaching 100%. Yeah. I've sort of got detracted again. Start of the year, came in, played the first couple, then went down with a shoulder injury, which put me a couple of weeks out. And this is my 5th game back now. Played Waffle for 2 games, and that's my 3rd AFL game in a row now. So I really feel that hitting my straps, and it's going to lead me into a good second half of the year.
What position do you really want to sort of lock down? We've seen you play obviously half back, but also push forward a bit as well.
Yeah, I think my versatility is a real strength of mine. Ideally, I like to be playing on the wing, but in saying that, wherever the team needs me, I'm more than happy to be playing down back, playing at half forward role. At the moment, we've got a real good mix of sort of young midfielders and midfielders who can go back and play forward at the same time. So I'm in that group, and yeah, to be honest, I'm just happy to be playing at the moment.
And you mentioned your broken thumb after Christmas.
Yep.
Can you tell us how that all came about?
Yeah, it was just in a tackling drill. I reckon it was the second drill of my first training back, and just got it caught up with Scully, and yeah, my luck was a broken thumb.
How frustrating is it? Something so innocuous. And
Yeah, it was frustrating. After all the work I put in to get back to where I was, to go down and to miss, I think it was time frame was 5 to 6 weeks. It was quite flattening, but like I said, I took a positive outlook to I could still be able to run, still do most things. So I saw it as a real opportunity to get better.
what did you say to Scully?
Pardon?
What did you say to Scully after having?
No, it wasn't his fault. It was just one of those things where just get caught up, and yeah, it wasn't his fault. So I wasn't too dirty on him.
You sound pretty confident in your ability in that. What's your sense of guys in and out of the team that might challenge you, like say Embley wants to come back, Hutchings is going all right, Rosa, those sort of guys in your area?
Yeah, well, I can only control the controllables. That's playing good football, training hard. So if I do that, I know all the rest will take care of itself.
That running power you mentioned, is that your best attribute? Is that kind of what you need to have to cement your place?
I reckon my running with speed, yeah. I reckon that's one of my biggest assets, along with, I feel that my kicking's pretty good. So if I use all my strengths, I reckon that will hold me in good stead and cement my spot in this side.
You could be really important to the club though, couldn't you, with your pace? There's not a lot back there. The guys that aren't big guys, so
Yep.
it's a really important position.
Yeah, it is, to get that rebound from the back 50. Got a lot of good half-backs at the club, and so I was just trying to accommodate them, and if one of them's getting tagged, to try and release me and get that run coming out of the back 50.